Hello, Mesa Church, and welcome to another Come to the Table podcast. I am here with
Daisy.
Yeah, so that's Daisy, and my name is Patty G, your best friend from Texas. Welcome, Daisy. Today we are talking about community and fellowship. I was gonna act like I'm on the announcements, like who knows what that means? Like there's not just one person sitting next to me. So what do you think? What community? What does community mean to you? Like community and fellowship, I should say.
Community and fellowship, like having accountability for somebody else and just being able to be there for somebody else. That's just how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in my opinion, like community is just like I guess you're right, like the backing, like having backing, like having people that are like there for you in that situation, like whether it be, like confession or something like that. But fellowship goes hand in hand with community. Fellowship is a little different because fellowship is just like, let's hang out. Let's be a church, basically. Like be a group, like let's go to lunch, let's go fishing, something like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And when I was in college, a lot of you are probably sick of me talking about it, but I mean, it's my testimony. Get over it.
What is it?
Yeah. That's go Cougs. Let me tell the story about the Cougar Paw real quick. So our main rival used to be the University of Texas. They suck. Whatever. Horns down.
Whatever.
But so they do this. I feel gross doing it, right? Okay. And so we used to, back in the day, U of H used to take live mascots to the game.
Oh, okay.
UT still does do that because theirs is just a cow. Ours is a cougar. So they would take live mascots to the game in like a cage, and one day Sasha, the cougar, got her claw like caught in the cage, and she ended up pulling her finger off.
Oh, so that's why.
And then so what happened was UT was mocking U of H by doing this, and we took it as like an endearment kind of thing. And so now that's our hand sign. Go Cougs.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. I love my college guys. You know that. I talk about them all the time in announcements, especially when they're in the Final Four. Praise God. But anyway, at the University of Houston, I was in Chi Alpha Christian Fellowship. So we called it Christian Fellowship specifically because we kind of like lived life together. I think that's really the meaning of fellowship, is like living life together. So we would let me think. We would have like service, right? And after service, we would go and do something. Usually it would be like go to Whataburger, go to Cane's, go to someone's house, and we'd all just hang out until like 1 or 2 in the morning. And it was a lot of fun, being a college age kid, and it also taught me, that was the time in my life where it taught me that it's not cool, but yes, it's cool, but that you can have fun without drinking.
Yeah.
And we learned how to do that. Like one time we were playing frisbee golf on campus, which is a lot of fun. If you guys haven't played frisbee golf, it's so much fun. And it was funny because one of the hazards was people. So people would be walking around campus because, there's 40,000 students, right? And they would try to throw your frisbee back, and that would count in your stroke. I throw it 100 yards, and then someone's like, oh, yeah, and then they throw it back. That's still a full stroke, and I'm just no. So it would be funny, we'd be all at the beginning of the hole, throwing, and people would be, trying to throw it back, and we'd be like, no. And, it was a lot of fun. But stuff like that, we would, when I went to leadership training classes for that, to be a small group leader, it was in the early morning, which was terrible. Having to wake up at 7 when you're in college is not fun.
Oh, so terrible. At 7 in the morning?
In college, yeah. And so we would after though we would go to breakfast together.
Yeah.
And it was just always fun, and like some of my closest friends are the people that I met in that group.
And morning people.
And I would say that, but like I think that's something that we should strive for in our
Yeah, for
church
sure.
is like even if it's just let's go get lunch after church, right?
Yeah.
Because the one thing I've noticed about this church over my church in Houston is in Houston they have to kick you out by turning the lights off.
Yeah.
And here I look up
And
everyone's
everybody's out.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like go to the lake, go fishing,
Go for a walk. Like this,
for a walk,
that's the beauty
yeah.
of Raton is that there's so much nature out. So I mean, even just being outside and fellowshipping, that would be
Yeah.
like super awesome.
Yeah, I think we should practice inviting your brother or sister to do something after church. Be like, hey, we're going to what's there to do in Raton? We're going to Arby's. And then I'd be like, pass. Just kidding. No, Arby's isn't that bad, guys. Everyone gives Arby's hate. It's not that bad.
It's actually pretty good.
It's like the curly fries are bomb.
Yeah,
The-
you got that right.
What else?
That's true. Their mozzarella sticks are
Their
pretty
mozzarella sticks are pretty good. I mean, the roast beef isn't terrible. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah.
But this is awkward. I'm trying to find my notes. That's for later. This page is for later. I folded it down.
Go.
See, there we go. So we can read some scriptures because I have kind of like talked about this a little bit before, like in a revival night message, I believe. So if we go into Romans chapter 12, and one day I'm gonna figure out how to put the scripture up onto the screen right here.
One day.
One day, but you know.
It's fine.
Well,
Everything will be fine.
Romans chapter 12, starting in verse 4, it says, if you hear laughing, they're having marriage counseling, so I guess it's going well.
There you go.
In Romans chapter 12, starting in verse 4, it says, now, as we have many parts in one body, and all the parts do not have the same function, in the same way, we who are many are one body in Christ and individually members of one another. So Josh was kind of talking about this, I think Sunday,
Yeah,
right?
because you can't just be
Yeah.
a foot.
Yeah, you can't just be like you can't just be like. Sometimes people are like, "Man, I'm just a foot. Like, what can
But
I do?"
that's actually
But then
very
it's like,
important.
but then you meet like somebody and you're like, "Whoa, this is the leg. That's crazy." So like every person does something in the
Yeah.
church, and they're all so important. You know, like
For sure.
like Josh preaches, I do tech. You know.
I'm just there.
Some people are just there, yeah. But if you asked, I don't know, I wouldn't say if you asked me to preach because I probably could, but I mean, if you told Daisy, if I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be there on Sunday, can you do all the tech stuff? Would Daisy be able to do it?
I'd probably freak
Or-
out,
yeah.
but I'd figure it out for sure.
You know, stuff like that. And it's funny because and also when I'm away from here, guys, I don't like it. Like the time, I think I've been in Houston twice on a Sunday, and I watched the live stream because I was nervous it wasn't going well. I was just like, I don't know if they're gonna,
Yeah.
and I always choose the colors before I leave because that's my domain.
Yeah, you've only been away for
Twice, I think.
Yeah.
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 I like doing the colors. I used to be the visual merchandiser at Target, guys. So
There
I
you
have
go.
the experience. I had the training.
He's the one that decorated. I did not.
I had to dress all the mannequins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about right here.
And they right. Oh, I was like, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not good with decorations.
I had 52 mannequins and they all had names.
What was your favorite? You had a favorite?
Yeah, I did. It was the plus size model.
There you go.
Because like all of the regular ones, the legs pop off and the arms pop off, and the plus size model, you have to like twist the torso off. It's weird. I called her. Her name was Sheila.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're named Sheila, I'm sorry.
Hey, you're his favorite now.
Yeah, we would put their names like
On the
their,
bottom?
On their bottom. No, like their actual
Like tush.
tushy, because they're always covered.
tushes.
Yeah, unless it was like a. Well, we would put it like. Never mind.
Anyway.
Let's not talk about it. But
Anyway.
but what were we even talking about?
We were talking about decorations.
Oh, we
but
were
it was
talking.
like, what?
We were talking about everybody is their own person
yeah.
in church, and
Everybody has a function.
it's all very very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. Well, you have to talk about. Do you have something like? I guess we should have talked about it before we started, but here we are.
I mean, I made a note saying, although we are different, we all have a duty and function to the body of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Every single part of your body has a purpose, so does the church. You know?
True. Yeah, I think when I want to talk about a little bit about like how fellowship has saved my life before.
Yeah.
It is very crazy how those things happen, right? But in John 15, so John 15 verses 12 through 14, this is kind of like what I experienced, right? It says, "This is my command, love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you." That's what Jesus said.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
yeah.
So no greater love than to lay down your life for a friend, right?
Yeah.
So, there's been multiple times where I've been saved by like just having people who know me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's
Like-
times even here where that happens where I guess I'll call her out a little bit, Soraya, right? She does what I usually do to people
And
because
just like reach out.
well, no, because like I'm very, I guess I have like a gift of discernment, I guess, and so
Okay.
when people are going through something, I like have like a gut feeling about it sometimes, and they'll
Yeah.
come in and they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm just like,
You've been on my mind.
"What's wrong?" And then they're like, "Nothing," and then you say,
What's wrong?
"What's wrong?" And then they start crying or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And it's funny because I do that, and I think people hate it when I do that. And so when people do it to me, especially, I hate it.
Yeah.
But like that's just like part of fellowship, like knowing your brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
right? So like there's times where I go up there and I'm still cracking jokes and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, during announcements, but I'm having a bad day. And like people like Soraya or like any really people that I like would consider my friends here will come up to me and say, "What's wrong?"
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jamie,
I'm sitting right here.
Jamie does it too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Like everybody around you.
Jamie's a
will-
little bit
yeah.
more blunt about it
Yeah, she's
than
like, "Bro."
like Soraya's like, "What's wrong?" No. And then Jamie's like, "Spit it out. Like, just tell me what's wrong."
That's true. I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, but so like that's happened here, but like I remember specifically in Chi Alpha, there's been times where like there was
They
one
literally saved your
yeah,
life.
like there was one time where I was going home from a Christmas party, and I was depressed and I wanted to kill myself, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna go to the parking garage and I'm gonna go look. Like I'm gonna go look to see what the view looks like, which is depressed terms of saying like I'm gonna go jump, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember walking towards there, and the Lord was like, or not the Lord, I'm sorry. Someone came by, and they were going to the party, and they were in Chi Alpha, and they knew me.
Yeah.
And her name was Aviance. She's my friend. And I was like, oh, hey. And she's like, where are you going? Obviously, because I'm not at the party, right? And I said, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
And that was a lie.
She knew.
And
she
she
knew.
knew.
For sure.
She knew it was a lie.
Yeah.
And then she just got it out of me. Also, like, sometimes I feel like it's funny because if you don't know me, I can easily hide my emotions from you, but if you know me, I can't. That's how it seems.
Yeah.
Like, I usually wear it in my face, and I'm not very good at it. And so she knew me, so she was one of the Breakfast Club. We called it the Breakfast Club, the people who would go get breakfast, And so she knew me, and she was like, what's going on? And so I finally kind of like broke down, and I was like, I left because I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And I was gonna go just look at the parking garage, but I was like, but I think that's a stupid idea, so I'm just gonna go to the bus stop and go home. And then she said okay, and then I stopped her and I said, hey, don't tell anybody. Like, I was like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And so I started walking, and she told everybody.
All right.
Or I would say like the people that needed to know.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember my friends like were running across campus trying to find me.
Yeah.
And they found me at the bus stop, and one of them, Micah, was my small group, my Bible study leader at the time, and the other one, Brooks, he's my best friend. Right, I was his best man, the best man in his wedding. He'll probably be the best man in my wedding if I get married. But like,
there you go.
Like they just came, and I was sitting at the bus stop, and this bus comes every 15 minutes, and like probably like 5 buses passed in that time.
Yeah.
And I said nothing, and they said nothing, and they were just sitting there.
They were just being there.
And they were just there because they knew that's what I needed. And then eventually I was able to kind of like talk and like say like what was wrong with me, and it saved my life. Like if I hadn't had people who were backing me up, then who knows what would have happened, right?
And I mean, literally thank God for the people that you had fellowship with, because even like with your notes, Galatians 6:1-4, you're able to carry those burdens with those people. So, I mean, yeah, I completely get like why you have a hard time, but at the same time, whenever you have that spirit of discernment, like you're able to go up to that person and be like, yo, what's going on? Like, hey, I need to help you. So like, just in case if I ever am in that situation, you're able to help me.
And that's like, and I think that's really what the Lord like wants for us, like he wants us to carry each other's burdens, even though like sometimes the burden's heavy, right?
It is,
like,
but you shouldn't have to carry it alone.
Yeah.
Like whenever you get used to being alone, that's where you're in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
So that's why he created more than one person. Like carry each other's sins with each other.
Yeah.
But don't be a gossiper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like if I tell Daisy like, man, I'm having a hard day, and she's like, let me go tell everybody.
I'm gonna go tell everybody.
She's like, yo,
Patrick's having a tough day.
Yo, Patty. The other Patty.
Patty D.
Yo, Patty D is weird. And then you're like, what's going on? And then, it's like it's funny though, because like when Aviance told them, I felt betrayed. Like, I was like,
she was like putting you in a, like, not, she wasn't trying to threaten you. She was trying to be.
Yeah, she was trying to like be helpful, but like at the time I was like, you're so stupid, you shouldn't have done that. I'm so embarrassed. Everybody knows now that I'm depressed. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious if you like know me, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's the same thing, like where when I first came here, I came because I had that fellowship, right?
Mhm.
Like I had that community of people who cared about me, and like people like, because it was like $150 for us to come down here, you know, gas and all that stuff, like each
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
And they were like, we got you, and they paid for me to come
Wow.
down here. And then I got delivered, and
There you
and then
go.
2 months later, you guys got me,
There you
your
go.
favorite person in the world, right?
OMG.
Your favorite announcer in all of the land,
All of the land.
even though I yap quite a bit.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
It's funny because 2 weeks ago, even Josh was like, "You talked too much," and it's
Oh,
funny
no.
because like help is important in our church. Like I always say every week that we need volunteers, and so like Jamie has been helping me with tech for probably about like 6 or 7 months now. And what she does is, and you'll notice it, I'm stuck on a subject and she will change the slide.
I never noticed that.
And then a lot of people also don't know there's a TV that's facing the stage that shows me what's on the screen. So when I see it change, I'm like, okay, it's time to move on. And then I do the next announcement. 2 weeks ago, she was in Denver for her son's birthday. And I had Alexia doing it, who used to help me with tech, but she was kind of rusty, and she just did not help at all.
So
she
Patrick had like the longest announcement.
yeah, she just like there was times where I was like, man, that was a long conversation, and then or not conversation, but like announcement, and then I look up and it's the same announcement, and I'm like, what's next? And then I have to look at my phone.
Yeah.
And then last week I had it on power saving mode, so every
We
10
got a
seconds.
chatterbox in here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, can I tell you about the time where? Yeah, but
Volunteers were needed.
yeah. I'm like, let me tell you about the cry room.
Please.
Yeah, but let's do a little fun game real quick.
Okay.
So I played this with the missionaries from the University of Houston. It's called if you have $15 to get for a perfect, or it's like make a perfect blank with $15. Okay,
All right.
so there's 4 sections and you have $15 and 1 through 5. Are you ready? So I'm gonna let you
guess.
choose which one you want.
Okay.
We'll do all 3, but I'll let you choose the order.
Okay, you're doing my calculations. Remember that.
Do you want road trip, superhero, or
superhero.
sandwich?
Superhero.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So, superhero. For your first section, it's your first superpower because you get 3 superpowers. Okay.
Okay.
Your first superpower for $5 is healing. $4 is super strength. $3 is teleportation. $2 is mind control, and $1 is you are bilingual.
Oh,
I guess that's not really a superpower, but
I
it's
mean
a dollar.
that kind of is.
It's $1. But you're, I guess,
Super
multilingual.
strength.
Let's say multilingual.
Oh, that one's kind of hard now. Super strength.
Super strength. So you have
Okay.
$11 left.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, super strength. Super power number 2. You for $5 you get super speed. For $4 it's invisibility. $3 you get time manipulation. $2 you get X-ray vision, and $1 you would get weather control.
Weather control.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't like the snow,
Okay, that's fair.
and I don't like it whenever it's super hot.
It's never hot here.
I mean, to you it's not, but dry weather is different.
Okay, sure. All right, you have $10, so you can get the 5 of each option if you want.
All right, let's.
So number 3, superpower number 3. For $5 you get shapeshifter. For $4 you get to change your size. For $3, you get to duplicate yourself. For $2, you get force fields, or for $1, you get super hearing. So you can get all the cheese, man.
Look at you, you New Mexican. What was the first one? I'm sorry.
Shape shifting for $5.
Second one?
Size change.
That one.
Really? Why?
Because sometimes I want to be tall.
You're gonna be like, let me grow an inch.
I'm only 5'3".
No, fair enough.
I would like to
okay.
be like a foot taller sometimes.
All right, the last one is your weakness.
Oh, goodness.
For $5, you get no weakness. For $4, you have low self-esteem. For $3, you have a bad temper. For $2, it's you have limited duration on all of your powers, or $1, you turn evil.
$2.
Limited?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I wouldn't want to control everything every day.
I mean, guys, let me tell you, she has the $5 option of no weakness, and she went with.
I didn't even know. How much?
She went with limited time duration.
I didn't even hear that one.
My bad.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Road trip or sandwich?
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Ugh, I'm hungry.
I know.
It's like, what time is it? It's dinner time right now. 6:45. I mean, not right now, but like when you're watching
Yeah.
this, it's not 6:40. Well, maybe it is.
Well, it is 6.
You know, a stopped clock is
45.
twice a day. Anyway, sandwich. Okay, for your first section, you get your bun.
Okay.
For $5, you get a Hawaiian bun. For $4, you get a brioche bun. For $3, you get a pretzel bun. For $2, you get wheat bread, and for $1, you get white bread.
I'll get wheat.
Really?
Yeah.
No brioche?
No.
Brioche is so good though.
Wheat is good.
Okay. Your second option is your meat. $1 is a hot dog. $2 is ham. $3 is pulled pork. $4 is a smash burger, and $5 is the best fried chicken fillet. So think Chick-fil-A.
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork, gross.
I love pulled pork.
Again, you have $10 left. So
All right.
next is your topping number 1.
Okay.
For $1, peanut butter.
Ew.
For $2, you get onions. For $3, you get jalapenos. For $4, you get cheese. Or for $5, you get bacon.
Onions.
Onions?
Yeah.
So you're talking wheat, pulled pork, and onions so far. Bad breath.
Hey,
All right.
I'm fine
And
with that.
last is your last topping. You get for $1, it's lettuce. For $2, it's pickles. For $3, it's all the vegetables. For $4, it's an egg of any choosing, and for $5, it's a special sauce.
An egg.
An egg?
Yeah.
I could see the egg with like the smash burger, but like with a pulled pork sandwich, you would
Yeah.
get an egg.
Yeah.
I can just see it's because Daisy's like more protein.
True.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, that would top. That would be the cherry on
What
top.
kind? How would you make the egg then?
Over medium, where the white is cooked,
Okay.
but the yolk is like.
Yeah, I know what over medium. I thought you were gonna say like boiled or
Either.
something. Okay, so the last one is a road trip.
Okay.
So your first section, you have to choose your seat. For $1, you're in the third row. For $2, you're driving. For $3, you get the middle seat in the back. For $4, you get the back seat, but you get the aux. And for $5, you get shotgun with the aux.
I would be the driver.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I just prefer driving.
I would rather just sit in
yeah.
shotgun. Okay. Number 2 is your snack.
Okay.
And you get unlimited amounts of them. Okay?
Okay.
All right, unless it says otherwise. For $1, you get crackers. For $2, you get Twizzlers. For $3, you get popcorn. For $4, you get Reese's Cups. And for $5, you get any chip of your choosing.
I'm either going with crackers or chips.
Y'all, she went with crackers.
If
That's
you-
$1 or $5. Which one are you gonna choose? It's any chip you want, by the way. So it,
See, but with crackers, I'd be more filled.
but
Like, it's
with
more
chips,
filling.
you can alternate your chips. So you can be like, this time I want Doritos, but this time I want Lay's, and this time I want Fritos.
No, I want crackers. Saltine crackers.
Oh my gosh. Gentlemen, this is a single lady. She's the most basic single lady you can think of.
I really am. No.
Okay. Number 3 is your drink.
Okay.
All right. No, for $1 you get no drink with saltines. Please don't choose that. For $2 you get 1 Coke for the whole trip, 1 can of Coke. For $3 you get Capri Sun. For $4 you get chocolate milk, and for $5 whatever you want.
$5, whatever I want.
And what would you choose?
Water.
Oh my god. She could have said Dr. Pepper. She could have said Mountain Dew.
Do you know how like how dry my mouth would be with saltines?
Yeah, and Dr. Pepper's perfect.
Water.
If you don't like Dr. Pepper, Jen
Jen
doesn't like water, or doesn't like Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I found that out yesterday
did not know
because I posted it on Facebook. Imagine not liking Dr. Pepper, and then Chris commented Jen doesn't like it, and then I commented, are you sure you want to marry this woman?
That's so mean.
It's the goat of all drinks. What are you talking about? Okay,
Coffee
so
and water are.
the last one is your destination.
All right.
For $1, Oklahoma City. For $2, Atlanta. For $3, New York City. For $4, Yellowstone Park. Or for $5, the nicest beach in America. So probably
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day.
I want to go to. That's why I wrote it down. I want to go to Yellowstone so bad, guys. If you want to take me to Yellowstone, hit me up. I'll go with
We'll
you.
make it a church trip.
I'll go with
Yeah.
you. Josh said he'll pay for everybody. I'm just kidding.
We're just volunteering.
We're gonna volunteer Josh. Be like, hey, we need $20,000
Just to go.
just to go to Yellowstone. I want to go. I want to do. So there's a U.S. highway. I forget where it starts in Tucson, I think, and then it goes up to Glacier National Park, and it basically you hit I think 4 national parks. You hit
Oh dang.
Grand Canyon, and then the Archway one in Utah,
Ooh.
and then you hit the Yellowstone, and then Glacier, which is they're all really pretty. I love parks. I
I
love
want to go to
outdoors.
Alaska.
Alaska would be cool. I want to do an Alaskan cruise, but
I've heard about that.
Probably
I'm
not.
too scared to
Probably
be
not.
on a cruise.
Not in the winter though. That'd kind of be bad.
Yeah.
It's like -50
And
there.
on top of that, I can't swim, so.
Yeah, I can't either. But when I was talking to Josh and Patty, they were like, "You should take your cruise," and I was like,
Totally should.
"I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that." But anyway,
Anyway,
back to fellowship and community. What are some ways you think that we could implement that in our church?
I mean, we already have our Bible studies. We already have revival nights. Just be more encouraging to others. Try to just, if you've been here for a long time and you see a new face, don't be afraid to just be like, God bless you. How are you? What's your name? But I don't know. I feel like that's what I do.
Yeah.
I try to be more welcoming with a lot more people than I thought. I don't know.
I think one of the biggest issues that we have in Raton about building fellowship and community is just how introverted everybody is here.
True.
I feel like I'm the most extroverted person in Raton, and it bothers me a lot. Because I'm like, let's go do X, Y, Z, and everyone's like, I'm gonna stay home, and it's like, and you're just like,
True.
well, I want to do something, but the cool thing about fellowship, true fellowship, is
Sorry.
The only thing about one of the cool things about True Fellowship, I should say, is like the genuine conversations you will have.
Yeah.
Like some of the best conversations I've had in my life are like at 1 a.m. in somebody's house where we're just like playing Mario Kart, and then like someone asks like a spiritual question, and then we just start debating. Like
Yeah.
one time, what were we doing? We were playing like Super Smash Brothers, if anyone's played that. And we were in my house, and we were just playing, and everyone was being silly and stupid, and I was like, I don't even remember what I was doing. And like we noticed my friend Chris, who I might get on the podcast at some point. He's a missionary. He was just kind of like sitting in the corner, and like he was, I guess, like thinking. And I think someone like said something to him, and he goes, "What's the weight of a soul?"
All right.
And then we were all like, "Huh, I don't know."
Let's figure it out.
And it was just like, but like it's like those moments where you have like these like debates. Like right now on my Facebook page, I have like all my friends on one group chat, and it's called the Boys Virtual Roundtable. See, it's like all this stuff. It's called the Boys Virtual Roundtable, and what we do is we just discuss things on there about Jesus, and it's pretty cool. Like the other day I was having a debate with a Catholic about their faith and like some of the things they believe, and I posted it in there, and we had decent conversations. One of them is Catholic, so
Wow.
I think it's great, and like I say this every time I do announcements about like Bible study and stuff like that. Like it's always good to have someone to like bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like how you grow spiritually, and so when you make yourself a Sunday Christian, you're not growing as much
Yeah,
as
that's
you
true.
have the potential to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And there is another verse I wanted to go over, if you don't have anything, but I know you have notes, so. I just wanted to like show you what like true fellowship looks like, and it's in the Bible, the Bible, as people call it. And it's in Mark 2, starting in verse 3. It says they came to, or let's just start in verse 1, right?
Yeah.
When he entered Capernaum, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Again, after some days, it was reported that he was at a home. So many people gathered that there were so many people gathered together that there was no more room, not even in the doorway, and he was speaking the word to them. And this is also in The Chosen. If you've ever watched that, shout out The Chosen. And it says, they came to him bringing a paralytic, carried by 4 of them, since they were not able to bring him to Jesus because of the crowd. They removed the roof above him after digging through it, and they lowered the mat on which the paralytic was lying. Seeing their faith, Jesus told the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven." So, this is what like true community looks like.
Yeah.
When somebody is struggling with something, we will carry them.
Yeah.
Right? So like when like the best example I can give recently is like when Josh and Jean lost Judy,
Yeah.
you know, like we carried them through that,
Yeah.
right? When my mom died in 2021, my friend started a food chain
That's
for
crazy.
me.
That's
And so
awesome,
like
though.
they were dropping off all this stuff at my house and like checking up on me and it truly like helped me, and like
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where it's like even if it's like just lifting someone up in prayer together. So like when you come to prayer, shout out prayer meeting on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and weekdays at noon. When you come to prayer, like if you're like down in the dumps, if you're tired, come and we will lift you up together, right? We will help carry you through this, because
Yeah.
that is what a community looks like, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Preaching today.
Yeah. That's like really like one of the things that like people always ask me like how like I dealt with like my depression and like my bipolarism and all that kind of stuff, and like the number one thing that saved my life was community and fellowship, because without people I would have just been to myself, right? And like a lot of us want to like wallow in our pity,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And stuff like that, and you say I deserve this, but the truth is like God wants you to be set free from it.
Yeah.
And so one of the ways to do that is just have people, and like I encourage you guys, if you're dealing with stuff like depression and stuff, come talk to me. I can help you because I've been where you are, and like I know it worked for me,
And like a lot of the more that you talk to other people, the more that they can see your background and the more that they can pray for you. So
Yeah, I think like a big part of community is that
Yeah.
like knowing what people have gone through, like you're like, man, I'm struggling with like wanting to gossip, and you're like, wait, I know person A was struggling with that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I go talk to them, because they don't do it anymore, maybe like they'll be able to help me.
yeah.
Like really like show me like what to do, like what worked for them, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it's like, don't get me wrong with depression and stuff, sometimes it is medical, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
you need meds and stuff like that, and that's fine. But like sometimes, like in the case for me was like I had exhausted all of those things, and the thing that saved me was the people in
Yeah.
my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Yeah. But it's time.
Oh.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
There
So,
you go.
guys, thanks for watching another Come to the Table podcast. We will see you next week. All right.
Yay.
All right.